All right, good morning. We're here at the final day of 2014 Bowl Expo here at the Orlando Trade Center, Orange County Convention Center. And we got with us a new person, but a very interesting. We were over at the booth yesterday, and we've got Kyle Johnson, the marketing manager for Bottoms Up / Grinon, and a very neat product I think we're going to see in a lot of bowling centers around the world over the next few years. So Kyle, great to have you with us today.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. It's been a great show thus far, and I'm very excited to sit down and chat with you guys. Have a good time.
Yeah, so we got by the booth yesterday. We got to see the system, and the Bottoms Up is like, huh? What's that all about? So explain the product, how it was developed.
It is absolutely counterintuitive to what most people have ever seen when pouring any beverage, because they've never before have they let go of something. What our system does is we fill beers through the bottom of a cup. We take a perfectly good cup, we punch a hole in the bottom of it, we press a metal ring into the bottom of the cup, and then we place a rubberized magnet on it. Then we have a filler nozzle that sticks into the bottom of the cup, breaks the seal, fills the cup with beer, and as you pick the cup up, the magnet reseals the bottom, and you are able to fill beers hands-free, automated. You can program the system so it'll pour any amount, and it's a more profitable way of selling beer.
And those little rubberized magnets, as you put it, they can be customized to whatever you want.
Absolutely. You can have anything you want printed on those. The creativity is up to you. I mean, the sky's the limit on what you do with them. You can do your own promotions, you can do your own advertising, branding as well. You can sell that ad space. We have a lot of customers that turn a very nice profit selling the ad space to their local advertisers and anybody that wants to reach out to the demographic of people that they have in their centers.
So it just doesn't have to be that local bowling center, but somebody else, and recoup some of their costs. I know that was one of the big questions yesterday. The people see these cups with this metal ring at the bottom is, oh, isn't this a lot more expensive than a regular beer cup? You have a great comeback answer on that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as expensive as the beer that you're currently wasting by pouring it down the drain.
So now,
and yeah, our cups are marginally more expensive than a traditional cup, but once you look at all the benefits of the system, I mean, you have a little bit higher cost of goods sold, but your bottom line and your profitability skyrockets.
So out of a normal keg with the pour tap and spillage over the sides, get the head right, how much of the beer in the keg do they normally get out of it?
Traditional keg yield throughout the United States, according to the National Restaurant Association, is 70 to 72%. So, I mean, they've got 30% of their keg going down the drain. I mean, it's literally going down the drain. And with our system, we have our average is 98% keg yield, and we have the ability to pour up to 109% keg yield, which a lot of people would say is not humanly possible because it's more than 100% keg yield. But when you look at the way that they measure the volume of cups, it is absolutely possible, and we have it on video.
Yeah, so you don't have the discrepancy of one bartender will get a head 2 inches high and the next one will be one layer of bubbles across there.
Exactly. And with, I mean, how we're able to pour over 100% keg yield is the fact that when they measure the volume of a regular 20-ounce cup, say, they fill it all the way up with water, they put a piece of plexiglass across the top, and they say, okay, that is the volume of this cup, full 20 ounces. But nobody wants a cup of beer that's filled all the way to the very top edge. They want, I mean, a quarter to a half inch of foam, and they want a little bit of space at the top, so it's a manageable amount, so you can get it back to your table without spilling it everywhere. And that tiny amount of space that's less dense than actual beer adds up very, very quickly over the extent of a keg, and we're able to pour more than 100% keg yield, which, again, even after explaining it to people, most people don't understand.
Yeah, so you got a bowling center, they got their current keg system in. What's involved with converting to your system?
Anywhere that you currently pour draft beer, you can install our system. It is very simple. Everything behind the valve that opens and closes to release the beer is exactly the same. We don't change anything else. It's very simple, and a lot of people see our technology and assume that it's expensive and it's different and it's drastic. It's very simple. The only thing we change is the valve that opens and closes.
Typically, when you get the foam, it's the temperature is the right temperature. Now, how is yours going to affect if their temperature isn't proper to get what you normally get? You're still going to yield more, but are you going to yield the percent that you're saying?
It's a very good point. And our system is not going to magically fix someone's draft beer system. It is, I mean, it's going to make it better. You're going to get more servings. You're going to have the ability to multitask since the unit is programmable. But if your draft system, if your temperature is way too high, if your carbonation is way too high, your CO2 PSI is really high, you're still going to have more foam. And however, our system is going to help in troubleshooting that and identifying what your problems are. But you are correct. It's not going to fix the world's worst draft system, and we deal with that quite a bit. People install our system and they say, well, it's not pouring the way you said it would. Well, your temperature is set at 40 degrees. I don't care who you are. If your beer's at 40 degrees, you're not going to pour.
Yeah, that's very important, people. This isn't a fix-all. You still have to have everything optimum. But even at that, you're going to yield more with your system. Even if they do absolutely nothing, they're still going to be saving money.
Exactly. That's a very good point. Thank you for that.
Good point, Ken. Now, you go into some of these centers and they'll maybe be pouring 1 or 2 draft brands, or maybe 5 or 6. So how adaptable is your system to, is it one size fits all, or you have different sizes?
Our units range 1 through 6 valves. Our standard units, you can have an in-counter model that mounts flush into your countertop, or you can have a countertop model which sits on top. And 1 through 6 valves, each one takes 1 beer line, just like traditional units, 1 beer line per tap. And then, but with a 6 valve unit, you can have up to 6 different brands that are running to that. So it's up to you of what you're pouring. No matter how many valves you're currently pouring, you can continue with that number. And we can do custom units as well. If somebody wants to do a 10 valve unit or a 15 valve unit, those are relatively easy to put together, and I mean, you're going to have a marginally higher cost as it is custom, but
it is a concession to the traditionalist of what kind of draft you got. You don't have the pull handles, but you've got an option for them that, oh yeah, we got this and this and this and this.
Exactly. Anytime somebody looks for a draft beer, the first thing they do is perk their head up a little bit and look over the crowd trying to find tap handles. Well, one of the features that our system didn't originally have was the ability to see those tap handles, and we have created tap displays that are just solely cosmetic, because tap handles are a very traditional part of the beer industry, and it's something that people want, and there's a fair number of people that order their beer based on who has the best looking tap handle. I've seen it 1,000 times. So we wanted to make sure that we don't change quite everything about the beer industry. We want to, I mean, there are some features of it that we want to keep, and traditions that we want to hold on to.
So you can still screw in the manufacturer's little marketing device. It's just sitting there though.
Exactly.
Because the beer's coming from the bottom.
And then there's a lot of bars now, they're starting to go for the self-service, and you're paying for it, so now they'll get their own cup and it fills up that one, and they're charged for that one drink, and they're able to get more volume out of the people there and more sales.
We are working on a system right now. We have a prototype, and what that's going to do is you create a user, and it's just like it's similar to a Dave & Buster's, or you create a user, you buy a certain number of credits on your RFID card on your account, and you're able to walk around, look at all the different craft beers that are there, and if you want to try one, you hit a small and it'll give you a 2-ounce serving. If you want to have a full cup, you could hit a large, and it will fill up your cup. But each time you pour, you scan your RFID card, it draws those ounces from your allotted bank of ounces, and you're able to pour until your bank of allotted ounces has been exhausted. At that point, it shuts off your access to the system, and to be able to pour more, you've got to go back and purchase more ounces, which there is quite a bit of interest in that, and the fact that a lot of people are wanting to open craft beer bars where it's all self-service, and they want to do this, and they see our system as being the most profitable and the best way of doing that. The full system is not quite on the market yet. There are still some bugs in it, but it is moving along very, very well. It is absolutely a beautiful thing to see.
But it's so easy to use, and you don't have to worry about normal when people are pouring their own and messes and overflow and that. It's just a win-win.
Exactly. With that, it's if you can set a cup down and pick a cup up, you can be a professional bartender with our system.
Yeah, and it's kind of the basic geometry of that metal disc, no matter where it's positioned at the bottom of the cup, is going to seal off that hole.
Exactly, and that's I've been in a couple of venues across the country that the communication won't make it from the management all the way down to the people that are serving on the nightly basis. And I will walk through these places just kind of looking around, making sure everything's going okay, and I'll see servers moving their hand around in the bottom of the cup trying to get the magnet centered, and it just hurts so bad seeing that. It's yes, because we designed the system so that the circumference of the magnet matches the circumference of the bottom of the cup, so no matter where the magnet's at down there, it still seals the cup. But there are people that I don't know how they get this misinformation. I don't know where they decide, what point in life they decide that they have to adjust the magnet in the bottom of somebody's cup, but it hurts every time I see it.
Now, coming from the other side, how difficult is it to basically spill your drink by pushing that magnet up?
It is always, in all truth, I like seeing it. It's funny because people can only blame themselves. What happens is they get so focused on the curiosity of how much pressure it takes to break the seal between the magnet and the metal ring that it's connected to. They focus on that. They want to know so bad that they forget that step 2 of breaking that seal is beer coming out.
Gravity.
And you see it happen, they spill a little bit, and 99% of the time the magnet reseals and they lose maybe 2 ounces. But they get mad and then they realize, oh God, I knew that was going to happen and I did it anyway. And they're embarrassed, and then we get to laugh at them.
And then they do it a second time.
That's some people, and I mean, we've seen a lot of people turn it into a game trying to poke the bottom of each other's magnets. Oh gosh.
And there is a little safety feature, so if there's a peanut sitting on the bar and you set your cup over it, it's recessed.
Exactly. We have recessed the bottom of the cups as we have seen a lot of different changes in our cups. We have done a lot of research and development, and we're trying to make it as user-friendly as possible for those people who choose to neglect the part 2 of playing with the magnet. So we try and make it as user-friendly as possible so that the bottom is recessed to prevent accidental pinky mishaps, as well as setting your cup down in, say, an outdoor venue, setting it down on the grass to make sure that there's nothing going to dislodge that on accident. It's every time it happens because people were playing with a magnet.
Yeah, I mean, people have spilled beer the other way anyway, so
exactly.
Part of the game.
You wouldn't believe how many people have sent me their dry cleaning bills. Yes, people send us their dry cleaning bills. I say, well, hold on, before I move forward with this, were you playing with the magnet? Well, yeah. Okay, you can keep your bill, thank you.
And with all due respect, you can't make them idiot-proof.
We're doing our best. We're trying. We're spending a lot of money on it, but you can't stop everybody.
And how about the website again?
Our website is bottomsupbeer.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of it, Bottoms Up Beer. Keep an eye out for us. Shoot us a line on the website. If you see us in the field, take a video, post it on Facebook, tag us. Most of the time we'll send you a t-shirt. We love, the social media interaction with our customers is fantastic. They love seeing it. We love seeing their responses. So the people that are out there tagging us and helping promote, we don't hesitate to send them out a Bottoms Up t-shirt in the mail.
And any place that sells beer, this could be in.
Yes. Well, in our perfect world, yes. We will slowly move into the standard of being how draft beer is poured. It's a more profitable way of doing it. It's
sports events, any place that if you're selling beer and it's draft and it's not a bottle or a can, it's coming out of the tap, they should have your product.
They're going to make more money. Well, if they want to make more money, yeah, they should probably have it.
And for those that haven't been at Bowl Expo, getting to your booth was very easy because when people said, what's the booth number? It said 710, like the 710 split.
Yeah, we definitely did that on purpose.
Appreciate you coming on. Thanks.
Hey, thank you for having me on, guys.
Okay.